What's going on? Hey, so perhaps you inherited some property or you are experiencing an estate that is going through probate process and you look like you're going to be inheriting some property, but for reasons that may be personal or that that uh, are challenging to you, you decide that you don't want the property, or perhaps you knew that your aunt or your mother or someone wanted a specific part of the inheritance to go to another family member, but they just did not get around to having the chance to secure this transaction in a legal way in their estate plan while they were alive. And so you decide to go ahead and get that property transferred over during before probate, before you have ownership implications, before you have any tax implications, you want to make sure that it's transferred over. Are you able to do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Courtney Rollins with Estate Pro Service, where I help families through the probate and estate planning process and help people generate income and wealth through real estate. And this is the Life in Transitions Experts podcast, where it's a community of folks that are dedicated to helping people through some of the biggest transitions in their life. You can find us on Facebook group, and you can find us in YouTube, as well as anywhere that podcasts are published, Spotify, Apple, and all those major outlets. Would love any of your support. Would love any of your feedback because this channel is committed and dedicated to folks, to serving folks. And so, if there are questions or challenges that you may have, I'm not an attorney or giving legal or financial advice, but I do share my opinion as a probate specialist, and hopefully it's helpful to you. In fact, this came from someone who reached out to me because he has in a particular situation where he has a family member who does just say that does not want the inheritance that will be coming to her through the probate and wants to go ahead and transfer before the probate's over or during the process to him. And so he was just checking on and getting feedback on what different steps would need to be taken to make sure that happen. And it's such a rare occasion that some attorneys may not be aware that this is possible. Many are aware who specialize in this, but it's definitely one of those things that doesn't happen that much. So let's take a look, and I highly recommend that. Of course, like I said, I'm not an attorney, so whatever I say, you make sure that you check with an estate planning attorney. If you need an estate planning attorney, feel free to reach out because I am connected to a network of nationwide vetted estate attorneys and professionals. We can find someone that fits you properly, fits your needs, fits your challenges, and will be able to answer any questions that you have. But at least this will point you in the right direction and get you going. So let's take a look. And check it out. I see a hello. She said, hello, Maurice. That's my middle name. So it has to be my beautiful mother who's so supportive of here. The number one fan of the channel. Hey, we got to support our family. So thanks. What's up, Mama? Hope you're doing well. And so, yeah, we are live on YouTube, we are live in Facebook group. And so, folks are joining. Feel free to put any comments or questions into the chat. And so, number one, the thing that you're going to do, first step is you're going to need to have the assignment drafted. And you definitely want to go ahead and have that vetted by an estate professional or have them attorney, or have them drafted, which is probably the best. You can find some online, but to make sure you have specific language specific to North Carolina or whichever state domain you're in, you want to make sure it's specific there and has specific details of the part of the inheritance that's being transferred over, the specific asset, specific description, name of the person whom it's going to, assign or assignee. So that's very important. Have the assignment drafted. And then you want to go ahead and make sure that the signature is executed in the proper way. I would definitely recommend a notary, um, and that it's witnessed and that it's, by the laws of the land and by the jurisdiction. You may need some additional requirements, so make sure that that you have the specific language included in the document that states how it was done and shows that you did get that done. You may also need consent from other beneficiaries. Um, and so this is one of the things that might be a challenge if you have folks who are, well, I mean, every situation is different. So hopefully it runs smoothly and everyone's on the same page, but there definitely has to be transparency there. So there are sometimes specific laws that state that this um, has to, if you want to go to a specific person, that it that everyone's thumbs up and okay. Sometimes this happens, particularly when you are getting an advance for cash. And I'm hoping to have someone. There's services out there that provide cash to folks. Now the money's not cheap, but it's not a loan. But they take a portion of the expected inheritance at a non-recourse loan, or not loan, non-recourse. So in other words, if it doesn't get paid back, they take the risk. But it can be very helpful if someone needs funds to go ahead and maybe fix up a property so they can sell, or to pay for an attorney to get the right type of attorney, or they just want their inheritance early for whatever situation. There need to be all the beneficiaries, all the folks need to sign up on it because it is vested against the inheritance. So it's not a loan. It's something where they're taking the risk of saying, hey, we assume or expect this type of inheritance, and we'll take this portion so that you can receive your funds within. Sometimes they can do it within 1, 2, 3 days, depending on how fast the documents are returned. But you need most states you'll need the consent. It says informed consent here too. So particularly when we talk about elder law or laws where we have targeted populations, you may want to have a more informed consent where there's medical or a trusted advisor that is has a responsibility, can sign off that the person or the people were in their right mind when they shared or transferred their inheritance before it was probated or assigned to them. All right. So next thing, you may want to make sure that it's documented, registered, and filed with the proper jurisdiction. Again, depending on the government authority, there may be different places where that needs to go, including probate court or land registries, recorder of deeds. It really depends on the property and the and all the legalities that are involved in the assets that are being transferred over. All right. Number five, it will go into effect. It's activated. I don't know why I picked that picture, but it's activated. It's now that person um, assumes the role of the new inheritance or the new owner, and has all the rights and interests and responsibilities associated with that inheritance. So the other person no longer has claim of the transferred asset. Yeah. So those are the steps. Let's review, as my granddaddy would say, right quick. You draft the assignment, you execute in the signature, make sure you get consent from all the beneficiaries involved. You might want informed consent, and you make sure you register and file it, and then it's into effect. All right. So if you need any support or you want to bounce ideas, or even if you look at that will, I'm like the hub in the will, connecting you to folks on my team, or I'm a part of other people's teams as well. That is, Nebulous is helping people with estates with probate, particularly the non-legal side of it when it comes to property and the stuff. Those are sometimes the biggest challenges. Reach out. Courtney at Estate Pro Service, www.estateproservice.com, or you can DM me or message me here. Thank you very much to the person who was looking at this video and reached out to me. I'll definitely protect your name there, but I am glad that these are the type of questions that come in that allow me to go do some research and learn and share, and that's one of the best ways to learn. If you want to sit down with me, go to calendly.com, Estate Pro Service. Again, I don't charge for my services. Sometimes I'm asked, or quite often I'm asked, how do you get paid? Of course, one of the hats I wear is a real estate investor. When there is property involved, I do hopefully earn the opportunity to to I'm laughing because I see that I don't think I ever added. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that I never added this here. So, uh, well, I was going to say the way I receive payment is when there's property involved. I sometimes have the opportunity to make an offer, buy it, or be able to have someone on my team list it. Um, and when there's not property involved, I get to learn and I get to add to my tool belt, which helps me bring value. So I got all these pretty pictures. Shout out to Canva, and I didn't show it. So drafting the assignment, execution of the signature, consent of others beneficiaries, the registration and filing, and make sure that it's activated at that time. All right, so here's that will I was talking about that you probably I have slides if you're listening to this on any of the podcasts. So I guess it wouldn't matter if you're listening, but I took the time to put the visuals together. So I want to show them. All right, where I am as I'm recording this, it is Friday, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Hope that you use your gifts. I always talk about that. Our values in my company is are using our gifts, gratitude, integrity, faith, thought, and service. And this is the Life in Transitions Experts Podcast, LITE. And I hope that you let your light shine. Cheers.